So okay, I'll let Jim to start. Jim, you may start.
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, today my topic is on Ganoderma as complement treatment to lymphoma cancer and focusing on lymphoma. Next. Yeah, next we have the disclaimer. All the information contained in the slide are intended for general health information and educational purposes only, and are not intended to be used as a substitute for a professional medical advice, treatment, or care. Next, please. Yeah, first we will look at the cancer statistic for lymphoma. Globally, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, which is the most common type of lymphoma, ranked 5th to 9th most common cancer in most countries worldwide, and with almost 510,000 new cases estimated in 2018. As for Singapore data between 2014 and 2018, for cause of death by cancer, lymphoma is in the top 10 list. Mortality rate, it ranked 8 for male and 9 for female. As for the incident rate, it is in 5th common cancer for male and 6th for female. In general, most adult patients develop lymphoma after the age of 50. Yeah, next please. So what is lymphoma? Yeah, it is a blood-related type of cancer. As we know, leukemia is also a type of cancer related to blood. So what's the difference? The difference is that leukemia affects the blood and bone marrow, while so as lymphoma is a cancer of the lymphatic system, so we'll look at the anatomy of the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is also part of our body germ fighting network, immune system, and it is a network of very small tube vessel that drain lymph fluid from all over the body. The network is actually formed by lymphatic vessel and lymph nodes that allow the lymph fluid to travel. Lymphatic vessels are the network of capillaries and a large network of tubes located throughout our body that transport lymph away from tissue. So lymph, in fact, is a clear, colorless fluid containing white blood cell and derived from blood plasma. As for lymph nodes, it is a small encapsulated bean-shaped structure composed by lymphatic tissue. And thousands of lymph nodes are found throughout our body along the lymphatic route. And they are found in the area around the armpit, groin, neck, and knees. So the nodes contain lymphocytes, which actually enter from the bloodstream via special vessel. So the major part of the lymph tissue are located in tonsil, thymus, and spleen. Tonsil, where is it located? In fact, it's located on the right and left of the back of our throat. Because of their location at the throat and palate, they can actually stop germs entering the body through the mouth or the nose. The tonsils are part of the body immune system. They also contain a lot of white blood cells, which are responsible for killing germs. Thymus, the thymus make white blood cell called T lymphocyte, also called T cell, store the immature T cell and prepare them to be active mature T cell. Spleen act as a blood filter, control the amount of red blood cell called red blood cell and storage of blood. The spleen filter and cleanse the blood of bacteria, viruses, and other debris. It provides a site for lymphocyte proliferation and immune surveillance. But its most important function is to destroy worn out red blood cell and return some of their breakdown product to the liver. The heart, lungs, intestine, liver, and skin also contain lymphatic tissue. Yeah, next. So here is the diagram of the overall lymph vessel of our body. Many lymph nodes are interconnected along the lymph vessel network. Some exist as a single node. Others are closely connected in groups. Now we look at, on the right, we look at the lymph node itself. There's input and output. Okay, but number one, okay, the lymph node fluid from bloodstream flow in via the lymphatic capillary, which is from the bloodstream. Okay, number two, look at the number two, is actually lymph flow to the network via lymphatic vessel, as all the lymph nodes are interconnected via the vessel. Number three, after filtering, the lymph return back to the mainstream bloodstream via the vein out. So this is how the lymph node actually works in connection with the lymphatic system. Yeah, next. So the functions of the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is part of the immune system and has many functions. The first is to maintain fluid balance in the body by collecting excess fluid and particulate matter from tissue and depositing them in the bloodstream. So lymph include fluid from your intestine that contain fats and protein and transport it back to your bloodstream. So they also help in removing the body toxin, waste, and other unwanted substances. So the primary function of the lymphatic system is to transport lymph, a fluid, which is a white blood cell, okay, a fluid that containing infection-fighting white blood cell throughout the body. So germs are filtered. Germs such as viruses, bacteria, and fungi are actually filtered out in the lymph nodes. So when a person has an infection, germs will be actually collected in the lymph nodes. So if the throat is infected, for example, the lymph nodes in the neck may swell. That's why sometimes we go, doctor will actually check for swollen lymph nodes around the neck area, okay, when someone has a sore throat, etc. Next. Yeah. Now we look at the risk factor. Although the exact cause of lymphoma still remain unknown, it might be related to virus and infection. Yeah. So male are slightly more likely to develop lymphoma than a female. Weaker immune system, okay, due to disease, infection due to EBV, human T-cell leukemia, lymphoma viruses, and Helicobacter pylori. So these are bacteria. Or also can be due to medication, chemotherapy, or immunosuppressant drugs. So another factor it could be from a weak immune system could be immune deficiency, such as autoimmune disease. However, vast majority of the patient appear to be no known risk factor. So it's still unknown. As for the sign and symptom of lymphoma, it may actually include painless swelling of lymph nodes in your neck, armpit, or groin. And you have persistent fatigue, fever, night sweat, shortness of breath, and unexplained weight loss. And sometimes you have itchy skin. Also take note that sometimes the symptom may be painless swelling of the lymph nodes accompanied by persistent fever, okay, sweat, and unexplained weight loss. These are some of the symptoms indicating lymphoma cancer. So it's good to let doctor have a check. Yeah. Now next. Now we look at the type of lymphoma. So lymphoma are actually broadly divided into two types, Hodgkin and non-Hodgkin lymphoma. For Hodgkin lymphoma, it is common in two age groups. Yeah, young adult in the age of 15 to 30. Another is older adult over 50. So these non-Hodgkin lymphoma account for about 10% of all lymphoma cases. Yeah, and it is highly curable. So as for non-Hodgkin lymphoma, it is more common in older adults, like age 60 and above. Yeah, and many types of NHL, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, depends on the size and shapes of the cancer cell. So the arrangement of a cancer cell in the lymph nodes, yeah, in NHL, they are subdivided into two types: aggressive high grade and slow growing low grade type. So for aggressive type, it left untreated, it can be fatal within a few months or sooner. As for slow growing type, it is harder to treat and also carry a higher risk of relapse. But take note that although slow growing form of NHL are currently so-called not curable, and the prognosis is still good. Yeah. Yes. Next. Now we look at the lymphoma, the stages. So lymphoma has 4 stages. Hodgkin and non-Hodgkin have the same similar staging. When lymphoma is in stage 1, what it means is that the cancer cell occur in one lymph nodes, or in one group of lymph nodes, or in one organ. For stage 2, it means that the cancer cell can be found in 2 or more lymph nodes region, okay, or invaded an organ and nearby lymph nodes, or still limited on the same side of the diaphragm. Okay, so it's not on the diaphragm itself, it's referring to the group of lymph nodes, okay, at which side of the diaphragm. Yeah. So where is diaphragm? Diaphragm is actually located below the lung and is the major muscle of respiration. So yeah. So once the cancer cell occur on both sides of the diaphragm, it will be classified as stage 3 lymphoma. So to classify as stage 4 is when the cancer cell spread to several sites, distant organ in one or more organ and tissues, or affect not only the lymph nodes, but also other parts of the body, such as the liver, lung, and or bones. Yeah. Next, please. Okay, now we look at the diagnosis. So initial check would be the physical examination. Doctor would actually press and check for swollen lymph nodes in your neck, armpit, groin, and other areas on the body that might be involved, such as the liver or spleen. So after diagnosis, another diagnosis could be blood test. So this will be able to check the number of white blood cells. So other cells and substances such as LDH, lactate dehydrogenases. So this LDH in fact is an enzyme, okay, and it is because some type of lymphoma may cause a high level of LDH. So this LDH will give an indication of whether you have infection or affected by the bacteria. Yeah. So next. So another diagnosis could be bone marrow aspiration and biopsy. So this is a procedure performed by doctor where a special needle is inserted into the bone marrow to obtain bone marrow tissue specimen. So next is the biopsy. So the excisional biopsy is that they remove an entire lymph node. So an excision biopsy is the most common type of biopsy used to diagnose lymphoma. With an excision biopsy, the surgeon will actually remove the whole lymph node. And this gives the doctor a large enough sample to tell whether or not you have lymphoma. On incisional biopsy, only part of the lymph node is removed. So once biopsy is confirmed with lymphoma, the next possible diagnosis will be using a CT scan or PET scan to determine any spread of the cancer cell. Yeah. Next. So for prevention, there's no sure way to prevent non-Hodgkin lymphoma or Hodgkin lymphoma. Most people with NHL have no risk factor that can be changed. So there's no way to protect against this lymphoma. And most people with NHL have no risk factor. So there's no way, it's hard to find out, and then there's no way to protect against these lymphomas. And what we can do is limit our risk, your risk of a certain infection, and doing what you can to maintain a healthy immune system. So staying at a healthy weight, keeping physical activity, and following a healthy eating pattern that actually include plenty of fruits, vegetable, and whole grain, and that limit and avoid red and processed meat, sugar drink, highly processed food, and all this can actually help to protect against lymphoma. But more research on this is needed to confirm all this. So what we can do is to eat healthy diet and exercise regularly, so that our body have the required nutrient that help us maintain our immune system in a optimum level. Next. Next we look at the treatment for lymphoma. So there are 4 types. The first one, chemotherapy. So chemotherapy is using drug to treat cancer, and the drug can be given orally or injected via hand veins. So chemotherapy may be given alone or combined with radiotherapy. For radiotherapy is actually localized treatment using high energy ray or on targeted area. So the area may be confined to the targeted lymph node or organ, and may encompass a wide area such as neck, chest, and under the armpit. So this treatment may be given together also with chemotherapy. Next, we look at the biological therapy. They are using a form of protein that are designed to attack a specific target on lymphoma cell. So they actually call it monoclonal antibodies. So this biological therapy is a type of treatment that uses substances made from living organisms to treat cancer. Next is a stem cell transplant. So stem cell are a special type, special cell which can be found in our bloodstream and bone marrow. So for this treatment, it actually requires the healthy stem cell. So the stem cell, the healthy stem cell may come from you or from someone who donate their stem cell to you. So before the transplant, they will use a higher dosage of chemotherapy, and radiotherapy, and radiotherapy depend on the doctor decision to kill the cancer cell. So because of very high dose, it will actually result in destroying all the cancer cell and the normal cell, including the healthy one in the bone marrow. That's why after the therapy, the healthy stem cell, that just now we keep aside, are put back into the patient's blood and help them to rebuild their immune system. So for lymphoma, it's often curable, especially it's in early stage. Next. Next we'll look at the consumption of health food. We can consider a good number of health food that has the ability in regulating our physical constitution and immunity, as they can lay the foundation to control the growth of cancer cells. One of them is Ganoderma, or we call Lingzhi. It has been regarded as a top grade health food in enhancing health. Next. So what is Ganoderma? So Ganoderma, also commonly known as Lingzhi, is a very special type of mushroom that has a healing property. It has been recognized as a medicinal mushroom for over 2,000 years, and its powerful effect have been documented in the 2 oldest medical books in ancient China, 神农本草经 and 本草纲目. So in the last 50 years of modern scientific research in Lingzhi, we can actually find many evidence-based reports published. So you do a Google search, the keyword Lingzhi or Ganoderma and diseases, we can easily get more than 900 search showing the research paper published in the web. So, and almost all the report can be found in the PubMed website, which is the US National Library of Medicine. Yeah, next. Now we look at the Ganoderma on cancer supplement treatment. So look at the right picture of our body system diagram. It consists of many systems, and each system has their own problem and diseases. Yeah, and now we will look at what the function and benefit of this Ganoderma can help us in all of the system. So first, regulate immune system. So this will actually help us fortify immune system defense for cancer prevention. Immune system is like the soldier who actually defend the country from being attacked by the enemy. So that will also help to reduce chances of infection during treatment. So immune system must be regulated. Too high, it will attack our own body. Yeah. So if it's too low, it get infection easily. Yeah. So next we look at Ganoderma actually improve blood circulation. Yes, this is important as the blood circulation is like the transport system that actually help to deliver oxygen and nutrients to the whole body. Any part of the system will be at risk if they don't get their required oxygen and nutrients. Yeah. In TCM perspective, smooth flow of blood and heat can actually prevent, this is what they believe can prevent formation of lump. Yeah. So number 3, enhance liver function, detoxification. So Lingzhi help to prevent potential side effect of drug on liver. So such as elevated liver enzyme. So high liver enzyme means that liver is damaged. So it is very important that liver function is good at all time, especially during the treatment period, in order to clear away the waste toxin caused by the drug. Next, we look at number 4, the function. We remove the free radical and antioxidation. So free radical cause damage to DNA, and they are linked to many diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. So the reason why Lingzhi is so unique that has all this function and benefit is because of 2 major components, okay, terpenoid and micromolecular polysaccharide. Yeah. So next we'll look at the Ganoderma in assisting cancer treatment. So there are 2 approaches. So the first approach is that Ganoderma is able to prevent the cancer cell proliferation or metastasis, meaning stop the cancer cell from rapid growth or spread. How they do it is actually induce apoptosis and to kill cancer cell directly. So apoptosis is a natural process of programmed cell death in our own cell. So Lingzhi is able to actually induce that kind of process to kill the cancer cell. So that will actually increase patients' survival rate once cancer cells are killed. The second approach is that they complement treatment to chemo and radiotherapy. So by antioxidation and stimulating mechanism, such as the bone marrow hematopoietic formation of blood cell component and liver protection, the bone marrow is the primary site of hematopoiesis. That is where all the blood and immune system are formed. So during chemotherapy treatment, the chemo drug make it harder for the bone marrow to make blood cells, and the way it normally does. So nearly all chemo drugs cause a drop in blood cell count. So also commonly known as bone marrow suppression. So next is to reduce the side. Lingzhi also can actually help to reduce the side effect of chemo and radiotherapy treatment. There are many evidence-based research of Ganoderma on cancer treatment that published in the PubMed. So as of 30th of July 2020, there are total about 900 publications on Ganoderma and cancer research. Yeah, next. Yeah, here we would like to show you some of the research and experiment done on prevention of cancer cell proliferation and or metastasis. So the research focused on using Lingzhi component, terpenoid and polysaccharide to study their effectiveness of inhibiting the growth of cancer cells. So the summary of the result show that the two components, terpenoid and polysaccharide, have the ability in stopping the growth of cancer cells, but in different approach. So terpenoid is able to inhibit new vessel formation in a direct manner. So as opposed to the indirect action of the micromolecule that actually later train the immune system, then thereby let the immune system to actually stop the new vessel formation. So cancer cell is just like our normal cell, that they will do cell division and grow. So they will form new blood vessels in order to get their food for survival, like our normal cell. But our normal cell will die as they will actually follow the autopsy pre-programmed cell death when they are matured, and they will be replaced by the newly divided cell. So this is a normal process for healthy cell. As for cancer cell, they do not have the pre-programmed cell death function, and they keep multiplying. Yeah, they keep do cell division. So the research found that the Lingzhi can actually help to inhibit the cancer cell from growing by stopping them from growing new vessel. So without the new vessel, the cancer cell will be starved because they don't have any food. Okay, they can't get any food without the new vessel, and they will slow down the growth. So this effect actually causes the cancer cell eventually stop the growth. Yeah. So this is how the Lingzhi help in inhibiting the growth of cancer cell. So in addition, one of the experiments also show that both terpenoid and polysaccharide need high dose in order to have the prominent effect on tumor tissue inhibition. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Next. Here we have two of the Lingzhi research on lymphoma. Yeah. Just now we talk about general in terms of cancer cell proliferation. Now we focus on Lingzhi research on lymphoma. So the first one is a case report published in the International Journal of Surgical Pathology back in 2007 by the Department of Pathology from Hong Kong. So the case is about a patient lymphoma condition had improved after taking a mega dose of Lingzhi. And the second report is about the experiment using Ganoderma lucidum extract on a panel of 26 human cancer cells. Yeah, the findings show that the Ganoderma lucidum extract has a profound activity against leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma cell, which is all blood-related type of cancer, and maybe they also find that based on the result, they actually suggest that it may be used for treatment of hematologic malignancies. So the key takeaway from this report show that Lingzhi has a good effect on lymphoma. I have put the link to the research article. If you are interested, you can actually take a look of the report. Yeah. Next. Yeah, when it comes to selecting Lingzhi product, you will be spoiled for choice. Yeah, in the market. So why would you choose Shuang? Yeah. So first, Shuang is one of the world leader in producing top quality Lingzhi. Their main core business is in researching, producing, and marketing Lingzhi product and health product. So the company has been in the business for 32 years, specialized in producing top-graded Lingzhi product. Head office in Taiwan and named as Double Crane. In Southeast Asia region, it's named as Shuang. So the company owns their in-house R&D, Lingzhi farm, as well as their distribution network. So through many years of research effort with its patented extraction process, all Lingzhi products are extracted with the two unique components, terpenoid and micromolecule polysaccharide content. And the product has been scientifically certified with various endorsements, such as Singapore HSA, Taiwan TQF, Taiwan Quality Food, and also Halal certified, as well as under ISO certification. Next. So here we have different dosage at different needs, for different needs. So this is the recommended dosage plan based on the result gathered from the leader and the users. So on the left vertical y-axis is the number of capsules per day, and on the bottom x-axis is the time or stages of cancer. So for example, if you look at cancer stage 1, the dosage would be 30 capsules per day, 30 capsules of YK1 per day, or you can take 5 capsules of YK2 per day. So this is how you actually use the chart for reference. So next. So now we look at the testimonial. So this is the testimonial from Thailand. Back in 2017, this Mr. Kentavich, this is a case of thalassemia and lymphoma. So what is thalassemia? So thalassemia is an inherited blood disorder disease when the body doesn't make enough of a protein called hemoglobin. So this is an important part of the red blood cell. So the symptom for this thalassemia is anemia. So in 2000, during this boy in the picture, during his mother's 4th month pregnancy check, so he haven't born. So they were told by the doctor that their baby, meaning this boy, would have a 25% chance of getting thalassemia. So they were asked to consider if they want their parents still want to continue the pregnancy. So the parent decided, they want to continue. So at the age of 5, after the boy age of 5, he was frequent sick due to flu. So doctor claimed that it was due to allergy. So his tonsil, started to get infection, swollen and pain. So with the doctor's advice, his tonsil were removed. So his tonsil started to get however, his condition get worse. So muscle weak, abdominal bloating, and have anemia. So this problem continued for the next 2 years. But his condition deteriorated, that he had to hospitalize due to breathing problem. So doctor found that his breathing problem was due to enlarged liver, and spleen, and enlarged, and heart also affected. So a further examination in blood test found that he had thalassemia. So doctors suspected that the spleen may not be functioning well as in the regulating of red blood cells. So they advised to remove it. So during the pre-surgery examination of the spleen, they found tumor in the lymph nodes. So a biopsy confirmed it was cancer, so lymphoma. So chemotherapy is the option given to them at that time. So as the father had experienced health improvement during that time after consuming Lingzhi for some time, he hoped that Lingzhi can help his young boy. So after seeking expert advice from the friend who recommended him Lingzhi, the father decided to let the boy try Lingzhi before the chemo start. So in 2008, the boy started the dosage, 15 capsules a day, of Lingzhi, and 10 capsules of bee pollen. So and 3 sachets of protein powder. So progressively, they actually added, increase. We added 9 high concentrated Lingzhi. And at one time, they actually increased the normal Lingzhi to 50 and up to 100 capsules. His condition has since improved. and he continued the same dosage for the next 3 years. Yeah. So he would, at times he would increase the dosage of high concentration Lingzhi to 20 or up to 30 capsules per day whenever he was unwell. So all the blood, after that, all the blood test results on the routine check were good and back to normal. So in 2011, doctor found that no more cancer in the lymph nodes, and his red blood cell was back to normal. So when doctor certified him with this good health condition, he is able to buy a new insurance policy, and his insurance policy also accepted by the insurance company. Yeah. So the key takeaway will be benefit of high dosage and long-term consumption of Lingzhi actually help to improve our health and all the conditions that we have. Yeah. So next is the testimonial from Taiwan. I call him Mr. A because there is no name actually mentioned here. So the case is about the lymph. There are two cases. One is lymph tumor. The other one is his father have a lymphoma. Yeah. So Mr. A had lymph tumor and had been under treatment via the infusion of medication. So initial dosage of 2 capsules for 2 times a day, taking Lingzhi. So after 2 boxes, why he take Lingzhi is that he was quite frustrated with the so-called the long-term treatment of using the infusion of medication and don't see any improvement. That's why he started to actually try Lingzhi. So initial dosage was 2 capsules for 2 times a day. So after taking for 2 boxes, not much impact and not much improvement. He actually increased the dosage to 7 capsules to 2 times a day. So he continued this dosage. After 1 year, his tumor has cleared. Okay, this one is tumor. It's not about the cancer. It's tumor. Okay, his tumor has cleared with improved health condition. So he was very happy, and he continued to actually take Lingzhi with reduced dosage. And his father had chemo for lymphoma. So at that time experienced the side effect of hair loss, fatigue, and weakness in walking during the treatment. So also start to take Lingzhi. So after he started to consume Lingzhi, his health condition improved. So, and he continued to take. So with the quality of life improved, okay, he actually can enjoy his daily work in his own vegetable farm, yeah. And he continued to take, yeah, together together with the so-called chemotherapy and all this. So they were convinced that all these benefits are the result of consuming Lingzhi. So the key takeaway from this testimonial is that the Lingzhi has effect in anti-tumor, and supplement with Lingzhi help to improve the quality of life, and long-term consumption to maintain optimum immune system. Yeah. Yes. So another quality product from the company is the Kien Pollen. So it comes with the most complete food and has the nutrients that we need for our body. It has more than 16 vitamins, more than 16 minerals, 21 amino acids, and 28 nucleic acid, more than 94 coenzyme. Health benefits include regulate nutritional imbalances, calm our nerve, increase stamina, and remove fatigue. And most importantly, it helps to enhance the absorption of Lingzhi. So as mentioned before, for prevention, we need to eat healthy. So it means that we need to get good nutrients from the food we eat. Hence, this pollen can actually supplement our body with the nutrient we need. Yeah. So next. Yeah. So the key takeaway, is the cancer is still one of the most dreaded disease, and Ganoderma is one of the best health food to prevent and also to health food to prevent us from getting the diseases, and also help to complement the treatment of cancer. And Ganoderma itself enhance our body immune system. Yeah, the use of Ganoderma together before, during, or after treatment, chemotherapy and radiotherapy is effective in improving the overall health condition. And other stronger products such as bee pollen or protein powder can be actually consumed part of our balanced diet formula. Yeah. So with that, I end my presentation. Thank you.